everyone. I'm Craig Studnicky of RelatedISG International Realty. We're talking today from Coral Gables. I told you last week that Carolyn Gertz has us on tour. Last week we were in Weston. The week before, I think, East Fort Lauderdale. Today we're in our office in Coral Gables, and we're with Francisco Rivera, one of the top producers of RelatedISG for the last couple of years. Francisco.
Thank you very much.
No, nice to have you here today. Very nice to have you here today. The purpose of this is for your colleagues inside RelatedISG and those outside of RelatedISG that you work with every day closing deals to get to know a little bit more about you. You are, after all, a top producer. Like me, you got a little gray hair. So you've been around, you've experienced a few things, you've witnessed a few things, and I think all of your colleagues would like to know what those few things are, because trust me, it will influence some of them in their career and perhaps even to close a deal. It's working like that. So before we get started, let's start with some basic stuff. Where are you from, and when did you come to Florida?
Okay, I've been in Florida all my life. I'm Cuban American. Came over in '67, and then
Into Miami?
No, I grew up in Tampa.
Okay.
And when I graduated from high school, I went into the phone industry. I'm the third generation in the phone industry, and I got promoted into a department. I became a real estate broker in 1984. And I got promoted into a department that inquires utility easements, land.
On behalf of the phone company?
On behalf of the phone company, and central offices, and for cellular towers.
Okay.
So
you're acquiring land on behalf of the phone company,
yeah,
and easements were usually always involved.
That became Sprint later on.
It became what?
Sprint.
Sprint. Okay.
And so.
What a way to learn real estate.
Yes, it
My
was
goodness.
very interesting.
Yeah, you weren't in a car, showing, couples' houses in suburbia.
No.
You're buying easement land for phone lines.
Yes, it was.
Wow, I've never heard of anybody ever starting a real estate career like that. How cool and interesting is that?
Then I got promoted into sales, and then the hurricane hit here in '92, and they transferred me over here to Miami.
Okay.
And then in 2000, I decided to make it a career and went full time.
And who did you work with then?
I had a cousin that got awarded the HUD contract for South Miami. We had another person that was doing North Miami, and we were doing South Miami.
Okay.
So it was called 5-Star Realty.
Okay. Okay.
And I've worked for Fortune. I've worked for Prudential. Now it's Hideaway Berkshire.
Right.
And KW.
Okay.
And then came
and
to
now,
Related.
What was it that made you join RelatedISG? Because I really have two questions, Francisco. What is it that made you come to RelatedISG, and what keeps you in RelatedISG?
You done a seminar.
Okay.
At Fairmont.
Oh my God! In downtown Miami.
Yes.
Yes. It was like a Miami report thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I was very impressed.
Oh.
So
Carolina, that's on me this time. Okay. You don't do all the recruiting around here. Sometimes it's me.
I was very impressed. I like to follow leaders.
Well, thank you.
And so
wow,
that's what brought me.
Shucks, I'm speechless. That's nice to hear.
Yeah.
That's very nice to hear.
Yeah.
No, it's nice that I didn't know I had that kind of influence on you wanting to join RelatedISG, and so I'm hoping that our follow through with everything that we promised you.
Just also the other players that Related has in their their organization, like Stephen Ross, like George Perez,
there's Matt Allen,
right,
Executive Vice President.
Right.
There's Carlos Rosso, the President of the Condo Division. All very dynamic people. All work extremely hard. I know I have some firsthand experience of that, and believe me, they make us better at what we do.
So that's why.
That's why you hung around.
That's why I hung around, and I'll probably keep hanging around.
Well, we're going to do our very best we can to convince you to continue to hang around, because everybody really does enjoy working with you. One of the things that we try to actually not just talk about, but lead by example is a sense of culture. We really respect each other. We try to help each other. We communicate with each other. We talk with each other. We argue with each other. But we all do it in the spirit of helping us all accomplish our respective goals and objectives in our real estate career. We all know, come on, Francisco, we spend more time working with each other than we do with our own friends and family. So let's make the environment that we work in as pleasant as possible.
Correct.
That's it in a nutshell. That kind of help defines what the related ISG culture.
That's what I like about it.
So your area, correct me if I'm wrong, but your area of expertise is really the Coral Gables area?
No, I'm a Florida real estate agent
You're the state of Florida.
of the state of
Excuse
Florida.
me, sir. So you are the entire state.
Right.
From what, Key West all the way
All
up
the
to...
way to Jacksonville.
Wow, that's the entire state.
Yes.
When was the last time you sold something in Key West?
2 months ago.
Okay. Well, shut my mouth.
1.5 mil.
Congratulations.
Off market.
Francisco, so now I know why you're a top producer inside RelatedISG. All right, so you're selling the entire state. So what have you noticed? What's so uniquely different, besides the coronavirus, in 2020 compared to, say, 2019?
What sells Florida is, first of all, is we don't have state tax. That's
Yes.
very attractive to investors and people, and
From outside
and
Florida.
also our weather. You know, you're from New Jersey.
Yep.
Why you're here? Because
The weather is so delightful.
Because you didn't want to wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning and start
And shoveling
snow.
and scraping the ice off my
Right.
windshield, and suffering with flus because you're always inside, and some member of your household is going to come sniffling one day, and now you just know it's a matter of days before
So
it affects you.
It's a matter of lifestyle.
Okay,
That's what sells Florida.
and that continues to do so.
Yeah, absolutely.
What is big uptick though this year compared to last year, or what should I say recently? What are you selling more of? I guess is my question. Houses, condos, from out of towners, local people.
Local people and houses and land to develop.
Okay, well, you really are spread out, and there's not a lot of agents inside RelatedISG that specialize in land, so that you know you're unique in that regard.
I just put a letter of intent yesterday for 5 acres in Homestead, 1.5 mil.
Congratulations. 5 acres in Homestead.
Yes.
It is currently, are you allowed to talk about it or no?
No, yeah.
What is it currently, a farm? What is it in Homestead?
Well, it's vacant land.
Okay,
And,
so it's just vacant land at the moment.
right. It's close to the airport where Amazon is going to build their warehouse.
Okay,
Supposed to.
so perhaps more warehouse space.
Yes.
And that's the area where the Amazons of the world are expanding to.
Oh, look at the turnpike. Look all the
Very true.
logistic warehouses that we're building. We're competing with New York and Texas and all the big players that have ports. Miami was one of the major cities that was awarded for the super tankers coming in from China.
That's right.
That's why we dredged the port to 50 feet.
Right after the Panama Canal.
Right.
Yep. So everything linked into
So
Miami.
we got 2 canals now. We got the old one and then the new one.
So I'm loving this. This is a little bit of a different perspective. You're moving the Insider series into more of a commercial and industrial conversation, which is oftentimes forgotten about.
But here's the thing: you bring industrial to a town, and you bring people that work, the workers. So they're going to need houses.
Need housing, yes.
So-
Condos or houses, houses or condos.
So that's what that's why Miami is growing. I mean, look at the quadrum by the I-75, the new Hialeah on 97th Avenue and Northwest 138th Street. To the right, you got Lennar building all these townhouses, but then to the left, you got warehouses that are 50, 100,000 square feet of logistic. They're not empty.
No,
Okay.
no. And when we look at the numbers this year, by the way, for neighborhoods for single family home sales, Hialeah has been the most active neighborhood in all of Miami.
Yeah.
And I've been studying that a little bit. As a boy from New Jersey, I never really knew that much about that town. That is some town. People that live in Hialeah love Hialeah.
Yeah.
They never leave Hialeah.
Well, look at 49th Street. It's you hardly find any vacancy there on 49th Street between the Palmetto and I would say Palm Avenue.
Yeah, no, there's something about it. Historically, it was once upon a time one of the most prestigious neighborhoods in all of Miami, but it's never, ever, ever lost its popularity.
So,
What be it residential or even for commercial use.
and look at this town. I mean, Coral Gables, It's growing like crazy. It's a hub of the of Fortune 500 for Central America and Europe for their companies.
Really?
Yeah.
I always thought it was Brickell. It's Coral Gables.
No, Brickell is the financial industry.
It's the banking industry.
It's the banking industry.
Yeah.
But here you got Apple, you got all your major Fortune 500s, the oil companies that have their offices here.
You know, next time I do a Miami Report presentation, you're going to do it with me, okay? Because everything I don't know, you seem to know. No, I didn't know this. This is great.
Don't put me on the spot.
No, come on, you're doing great. You're doing great. It's all this is just really just sharing stuff you know. And that's what the Insider Series is all about. One final question, which is probably the big one. I kind of call it the golden nugget. Every person in not just related ISG, in real estate, in life, we all suffer what I call headwinds. Whether it's a business setback, a personal setback, challenges we need to overcome. This particular year, we all know that Corona made us all talk to ourselves more than we normally do, or perhaps even to God more than we normally do. What is it about you that, aside from the fact that you got your baptism into real estate through the phone company and trading easements of all things, what is it about you that gets you through your day, your week, your month, your year?
I have a passion about this business. I like to put deals together, and I like challenges.
Real estate will give you that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And the most rewarding is when I get a referral from another buyer saying, "Look, help my friend that has been trying to buy a house for a year or two, and he's not been able to get it." And I've been able to put the deals together.
And they call you and say, "Look, do my friend a solid like you did for me."
Yeah.
It's always nice getting a referral like that for so many reasons.
I've gone to the county and take out violations and, fix permits and do whatever it takes to close a deal.
So those of you in Related ISG that didn't know all of that about Francisco Rivera, now you do. You got any kind of a little bit of an issue, I'm speaking for you.
Yeah.
Feel free to give Francisco a call. He'll really, is that fair to do?
Yeah.
Your colleagues in the right direction?
2016, I took $260,000 of violation from the city of Homestead.
You're formidable, sir.
And I closed the deal.
I'm so happy you're on my team. I can't begin to tell you. Happier now than I was when I woke up this morning. Francisco, thank you.
Thank you very much.
No, really, this was awesome. And before we close, next week, the Insider Series goes back to Aventura, where I'm going to be updating the Q3 of the Miami Report for Related ISG, as I promised you. And I promise you there's some fascinating information about the recovery that South Florida is currently in. That was as a result of what happened to us in the second quarter and third quarter from the coronavirus. Statistics that surprised me. And I can assure you that at the end of my little 15-minute update next week, you're going to be so happy that we all have real estate licenses here in South Florida. Promise. Anyway, until then, Francisco.
Thank you very much.
No, thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Everybody be safe out there.